Hello students, my name is Dr. Shaheen Ahmed. Welcome to the chemistry classes. Today we are going to study class 12 chemistry chapter solution and a new topic, and that is abnormal molecular mass. But before that one, something else I am going to teach you, which will be directly or indirectly it will be related with the concept of abnormal molecular mass. Now see, as I told you in my previous video that there are four qualitative properties are there, like relative lowering of vapor pressure, elevation in the boiling point, depression in the freezing point, and osmosis and osmotic pressure. And all these four qualitative properties we have used just for one purpose, and that is to calculate the molar mass of an unknown solute. Because everywhere I have told you that the qualitative properties mainly they are used to calculate the molar mass of unknown solute, and in most of the numericals and in most of the questions the maximum thing that will be asked, it will be the molecular mass of unknown solute. It means any of the qualitative property we can use, and theoretical purpose we can calculate the molecular mass of unknown solute. But if practically we see, would it be possible for us to calculate the molecular mass of any unknown solute? Suppose for example one unknown solute I give you, any one solute, let's say for example sugar, urea, glucose, fructose, like that, any solute I give, that should be the non-volatile. Non-volatile means should not convert into the vapors, and that solute I give you and I don't tell you whether it is, what is the name of this compound. So in this what happens, suppose I give the compound, if I ask to you that what is the actual name of the compound, you cannot tell clearly because all look similar, they look white, and I say to you that you cannot taste it also. Just an unknown compound I give you and I say to you that what is the name of this compound and what is the molecular mass. So theoretically if you calculate, you can easily find out the molecular mass of the solute, like glucose C6H12O6, and this is equal to 180, and sucrose C12H22O11, and if I ask you what is the molecular mass, then you say 342 gram per mole. So like this, if the substance you know, then very easily you can tell the correct molecular mass of that compound. But if an unknown compound I give to you, about that you don't know at all the name of the compound and you don't know anything at all, and I say to you, you tell me the correct molecular mass of that compound. So what is the way? In that cases we can use the qualitative properties, and with the help of the qualitative properties we can calculate the molar mass of that unknown solute. So how we will calculate, that we will see. Suppose one packet I give you and that packet contains one unknown solute. This is the packet, and this packet contains the unknown solute. So we want to calculate the molar mass of this solute. So first of all what we will do, we will weigh it, and when we weigh it, that comes WB, and suppose after weighing it comes 5 gram, then we write WB is equal to 5 gram, and MB, that is molar mass of this solute, that we need to calculate, and we write question mark. Afterwards we take one solvent like water, any quantity we take, for example 100 gram we take, so that will be WA, that is equal to 100 gram, and what is WA? That is the mass of the solvent. Now MA, and what is MA? That is the molecular mass of solvent. If I am taking the water, then it is equal to 18 gram per mole. So I write here 18 gram per mole. Now we have written four quantities, WB 5 gram, MP need to be calculated, WA 100 gram, MA 18 gram. And now in one of the qualitative property we will use, and we will try to calculate the correct molar mass of this compound. And as an example I am taking the elevation in the boiling point. And how by using that qualitative property we will calculate, that you see. Suppose one boiling tube I take, and in that boiling tube I take this 100 gram of water, 100 gram of water. And that, so 100 gram of water, that is equal to WA. And what is MA? That you know very well, 80 gram per mole. So 100 gram of water we have taken in this, and molar mass is 18 gram per mole, all we know that. Now we start boiling this. When we boil it, then what will be the boiling temperature of this 100 gram of water? Then very easily you can say that is equal to 100 degree Celsius. And this 100 degree Celsius is called the boiling temperature of the pure solvent, and it is equal to T naught B. So we write as T naught B, and T naught B is equal to 100 degree Celsius. If we write in Kelvin, then it is equal to 373 Kelvin. Now what we have to do? That substance which I have given to you to calculate the molar mass, that 5 gram of the substance you add in this. That is WB is equal to 5 gram. And when we add this 5 gram of the solute, now it has become a solution. So if at 100 degrees Celsius it was boiling and you have added this non-volatile solute, so as I defined to you, the boiling of this solvent stops because now it has become a solution. But still you want to boil it, you have to give some extra heat and temperature will rise. Definitely temperature will rise, and that is called elevation in the boiling point. If the solvent boiling temperature is 100 degrees Celsius, solution boiling temperature will be more than 100. Maybe I assume 105 degree, like that. So that will be called as TB. And what is TB? That is the boiling temperature of the solution, and that is maybe it is equal to 105 degree Celsius, and it is equal to 378 Kelvin. With these two differences, we will calculate the difference in the boiling point, and that is delta TB. So delta TB is equal to the value which is greater that we write first, TB minus T naught B. And what is TB? That is 378. And what is T naught B? That is 373. When you find the difference, it comes 5 Kelvin, and that is delta T. Now we have so many things in our hand. We have the WB, we have the WA, we have the MA, but only one thing we don't have, and that is MB. But delta TB also, that is in our hand. Now we use a formula which is based on the elevation in the boiling point, and with the help of that formula we will calculate. Now see, finally WB 5 gram, MB need to be calculated, WA 100 gram, MA 18 gram, T naught B 373 Kelvin, TB 378 Kelvin, delta TB 5 Kelvin. Now the formula, we use the formula delta TB is equal to kV into M. kV as it is M molarity, number of moles upon mass of solvent in gram, upside 1000. So this is number of moles, WB, MB, mass of solvent in gram, upside multiplied by 1000. Now, so this is the formula. We need to calculate MB for this. So MB, the MB is equal to delta TB and WA, that will come as denominator, and kV into WB into 1000. What is kV? We have taken the water, and for the water the kV value is fixed, and that is 0.52. So we put 0.52. Every solvent has some fixed value of the TB and TF. So TB for water, that is 0.52, and that will be given to you in the exam. WB 5 gram, 1000, delta TB 5, and WA 100. 5 cut, 100, 10 will be left here, multiply with this 5.2 gram per mole. So this is the molar mass. So this is the easiest way I have defined you then how to calculate the molar mass of an unknown solute which is given to you. That is the concept of calculating the molar mass for an unknown solute. But if you are using this colligative property, certain conditions are there. If the solute is fulfilling those conditions, then we can use the colligative properties and we can calculate the molar mass of that solute. Then what are the conditions? That we will see. So all the colligative properties which we have studied earlier, in all those cases we were using the solute which was non-volatile as well as non-electrolyte. Non-electrolyte solutes are those type of solute which do not dissociate or associate in the solution. जैसे sugar, for example sugar, glucose, urea. Actually they are the covalently bonded molecules, and when these sugar, glucose and urea, they are dissolved in the water, their number of molecules remains as it is. Suppose 1 mole of the sugar, 1 mole of the glucose I take, then 1 mole of the glucose, that is equal to 6.022 into 10 power 23 molecules, and in the solution these number of particles remains as it is, neither they dissociate nor they associate. So if we need to calculate the correct molar mass of an unknown solute, उसकी पहली दो conditions हैं. First condition is the substance है that should be non-volatile, and the second condition the substance or the solute which is given to you, that should be non-electrolyte. Non-electrolyte solutes are those solutes which neither dissociate nor associate in the solution. I will just going to explain you dissociation and association just after 2-3 minutes. So sugar, glucose and urea, they are the solute, they are non-volatile as well as non-electrolyte. So if these type of substances which are given to you, the any of the colligative property you can use and you can calculate the correct molar mass of that compound. But where the problem comes? Problem comes where the solute is non-volatile as well as electrolyte solute. If the solute is non-volatile as well as electrolyte solutes are those type of solute which are dissolving in the white water, either they dissociate or associate in the solution. Dissociation means, just for example, NaCl is there, salt. One molecule of salt you dissolve in the water, NaCl, that will break into Na plus and Cl minus. It means one molecule of NaCl, one particle of NaCl, after dissolution it will form two particles. And since our colligative properties that depend upon the number of particles of solute, so when we dissolve NaCl in the water, number of particles automatically become double. And when the number of particles become double, तो जो colligative property है, they depend upon the number of particle of the solute. If suppose 1 mole of glucose you are dissolving, it is equal to 6.022 10 power 23 particles. And elevation of the boiling point में इतना elevation हो रहा है, this much elevation is going to take place. Now you are taking 1 mole of NaCl. So 1 mole of NaCl, that is equal to the double number of particles. Again I am telling you, 1 mole of glucose equal to 6.022 10.23 particles, but 1 mole of NaCl if you take and you dissolve in the water, then one molecule, since one molecule forms two particles, so 1 mole of the particle that will form the double particles. And if the particles of the solute become double, then the colligative properties also become double. So 1 mole of glucose में suppose elevation this much is going on, so 1 mole of NaCl when you will take, that colligative property will become double. तो पहले हमारा जो डेल्टा टीबी है वो इतना आ रहा था, अब जो डेल्टा टीबी है वो इतना आएगा. तो ऐसे में जब डेल्टा टीबी we will get wrong, then molar mass also that comes wrong, and that is the concept of abnormal molecular mass. Now see here also, if our electrolyte solute is there, electrolyte solute, the best example I am telling you, like NaCl. NaCl when dissolved in the water, it forms Na plus and Cl minus. One particle form two particles. 1 mole of the particle that will form 2 mole of the particle. And when the number of particles become double, the colligative property also become double. Colligative property यहाँ पर 2 types की होती है. एक होती है observed colligative property और एक होती है normal या calculated colligative property. जो ये आ रही है wrong, which you are observing here, when the number of particles become double, आनी चाहिए इतनी, आ रही है इतनी, so that is called observed colligative property. और जितनी आनी चाहिए correct, that is called normal or calculated colligative properties. So in the same way, the another case for association. Association का case, this is the benzoic acid. When the benzoic acid is dissolved in the benzene, then its association takes place. Association में what happens? The 2 particles of benzoic acid, they will combine, they will form the dimer. and when they form the dimer, the two particles ka they make one particle. So here there are two particles are there, and here there are one particle. ये two particle का one particle. It means the number of particles in the solution decrease. If the benzoic acid you are dissolving in the benzene, the number of particle of the benzoic acid in the solution that becomes half, because they form the dimer. Two particles they combine and they form one particle. तो ऐसे में जो नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल्स है दे डिक्रीज, और जो नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल डिक्रीज करते हैं कोलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टी आल्सो चेंज. कैसे चेंज होनी चाहिए? बिकॉज कोलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टी डायरेक्टली डिपेंड अपॉन द नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल्स ऑफ सॉल्यूट. नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल विल इंक्रीज, कोलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टी आल्सो इंक्रीजेस. Number of particle will decrease, colligative property also decreases. So here this is the colligative property. Since the number of particles are getting less, so that is why colligative property also decreases. And when the colligative property decreases, then what happens about the molar mass? The molar mass that also comes wrong. क्योंकि colligative property सही नहीं आई तो molar mass भी सही नहीं आएगा, और ऐसे में we get the wrong molecular mass. That is the concept of abnormal molecular mass. अब यहाँ पे देखिए delta TB. Here if you are writing the correct colligative property, you will get the correct molar mass. If you are putting the wrong colligative property like observed colligative property, then MB also you will get wrong. तो हमारा MB बिल्कुल सही है, इसके लिए क्या होना चाहिए? What the condition should be there so that the MB which we are calculating that should come correct. तो ये होना चाहिए जो सॉल्यूट है दैट शुड बी नॉन वोलेटाइल एज वेल एज नॉन इलेक्ट्रोलाइट. बट इफ द सॉल्यूट इज नॉन वोलेटाइल एज वेल एज इलेक्ट्रोलाइट, तो टू केसेस आर देयर. आइदर दे डिसोसिएट इन द सॉल्यूशन और दे एसोसिएट इन द सॉल्यूशन. इफ दे डिसोसिएट इन द सॉल्यूशन, नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल इंक्रीजेस, colligative property increases, and since the molar mass and colligative property they are inversely proportional to each other, the number of particle increases, colligative property increases, and molar mass comes wrong, and that comes less value, that comes as a lesser value. जैसे देखिए number of particle increases, colligative property increases, molar mass decreases. आना चाहिए 60, आएगा 30. जो 60 आएगा 60 आना चाहिए, दैट इज द नॉर्मल और कैलकुलेटेड मोलर मास, लेकिन जो आ रहा है 30, दैट इज कॉल्ड ऑब्जर्व्ड मॉलिक्यूलर मास. अब यहाँ पे नाउ सी दिस, व्हाट इज हैपनिंग अबाउट द नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल. सिंस दे आर फॉर्मिंग द टाइमर, सिंस दे आर कंबाइनिंग एंड ज्वाइनिंग टू पार्टिकल, दे आर फॉर्मिंग द वन पार्टिकल. 100 पार्टिकल दे विल फॉर्म द 50 पार्टिकल. नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल्स आर डिक्रीजिंग. Since the number of particles decreasing, the colligative property also will decrease, and when the colligative property will decrease, the molar mass will increase. It means that molar mass that depends upon the colligative property that depends upon the number of particles of solute. एक बार फिर रिफ्रेश कर लेते हैं. Dissociation में number of particle will increase, colligative property will increase, molar mass will decrease. Second case of association, number of particle will decrease, colligative property will decrease, molar mass will increase. तो अगर हमारा डिसोसिएशन हो रहा है या एसोसिएशन हो रहा है, तो नाइदर वी विल गेट द करेक्ट वैल्यू ऑफ द कोलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टी नॉर वी विल गेट द करेक्ट वैल्यू ऑफ द मोलर मास. हमको मिलेगी ऑब्जर्व्ड कोलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टी, हमको मिलेगी ऑब्जर्व्ड मोलर मास. So if we want any colligative property and we want to calculate the correct molar mass, तो हमारे तीन conditions होनी चाहिए. First condition, the solute should be non-volatile, solute should be non-electrolyte. और एक और condition है that separately you can learn, the solution should not be too concentrated. Solution जो है बहुत ज़्यादा concentrate नहीं होना चाहिए, because if the solution is too concentrated, then also it creates difficulty to calculate the molar mass and to calculate the colligative property. Now there is a twist in the story. Just now I told you whenever we need to calculate the molar mass of an unknown solute, then our solute that should be non-electrolyte. और अगर हमारा electrolyte solute है, we cannot calculate the correct molar mass. But still, if the solute is given to you and I am telling you that the solute is non-volatile as well as electrolyte solute. Electrolyte means either it will dissociate or associate. And still I say to you that you calculate the correct molar mass of that. Then how do we calculate? Because already I told you, when the number of particles will change, colligative property will change, molar mass will change. Lekin now I am saying that you take the electrolyte solute and even then you try to calculate the correct molar mass. तो उसके लिए one idea that was given by a scientist named Van 't Hoff. He said if we need to calculate the correct molar mass of an electrolyte solute also, then we have to make a little change in all colligative properties. जैसे we have studied the 4 colligative property: relative lowering of vapor pressure, elevation in the boiling point, depression in the freezing point, and osmosis and osmotic pressure. And in that case, you see, this is relative lowering of vapor pressure, P naught A minus Ps upon P naught A is equal to Xp, delta Tb, elevation in the boiling point, delta Tb, that is equal to Kb into M, and third, depression in the freezing point, that is delta Tf, that is equal to Kf into M, and the fourth one, that is pi by osmotic pressure, that is equal to CRT. C is equal to N upon V. So simply write pi is equal to CRT. और फोर कोलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टीज आर देयर. ये चारों कोलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टी हम लोग यूज़ करते हैं किस तरीके के सॉल्यूट के लिए? जो नॉन वोलेटाइल हो और नॉन इलेक्ट्रोलाइट हो. बट अब हम कह रहे हैं कि हमारा सॉल्यूट इलेक्ट्रोलाइट है, तो कैसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे? तो साइंटिस्ट वॉन 't Hoff थे. ही सेड all the four colligative property you multiply by a factor and that factor is called I. और इसी को बाद में नाम दे दिया गया Van 't Hoff factor. So that Van 't Hoff factor, that is I. All the 4 colligative property we multiply with this I. If you are multiplying all these 4 colligative property with that factor I, then you can calculate the correct colligative property as well as the correct molar mass of non-volatile and electrolyte solute. And this I is called Van 't Hoff factor. Now all the 4 colligative properties have been changed. P naught A minus Ps upon P naught A is equal to I into Xp. Delta Tb is equal to I into Kb into M. Delta Tf is equal to I into Kf into M. Pi is equal to I into C into R into T. अभी जो I है इसे कहते हैं Van 't Hoff factor. One more question that comes in the exam: what is Van 't Hoff factor? So you have to say the Van 't Hoff factor I, that is to calculate the correct molar mass of an electrolyte solute. When we multiply all the 4 colligative properties with that factor I, we can calculate easily the correct molar mass of electrolyte solute. So Van 't Hoff factor की जो definition है, just now I told you Van 't Hoff factor की definition है, that is Van 't Hoff factor is used to calculate the molar mass of an electrolyte solute. But how do we calculate the value of I? 3 formulas are there, and with the help of these formula we can calculate the value of I, Van 't Hoff factor. First one, the first formula to calculate the Van 't Hoff factor I, that is equal to observed colligative property upon normal or calculated colligative property. Observed means raw, जो दिख रही है आपको, normal actual जो होनी चाहिए. तो observed colligative property upon normal or calculated colligative property. Second formula I, that is equal to normal or calculated molar mass upon observed molar mass. Normal or calculated means जो actual होना चाहिए, और observed molar mass which is observed. Third formula to calculate I, total number of moles of particle after association oblique dissociation upon total number of moles of particle before association oblique dissociation. This formula how we will use, that we will try to understand in the numericals, where and how these 3 chemical formula they will be used to calculate the value of I. Now we will study the next topic, and that is called degree of dissociation, and that is called alpha. Sometime when the process takes place, then the reactant, they completely react, they consume and they form the product. But sometime the reactant, they do not react up to 100% extent. They may react 30%, 40%, 50%, like that. And how much they react, how much they dissociate, how much they associate, that is measured in terms of alpha, and that is called degree of dissociation or degree of association. So now first we will study the degree of dissociation. The degree of dissociation, that is called alpha. Whenever a molecule dissociate, for example NaCl, that NaCl that breaks into Na plus and Cl minus, this is called dissociation. तो ये जो नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल है, यहाँ पर वन पार्टिकल that is breaking into one particle and one particle, two particle. So as general example we see, A is the reactant, it is dissociating into B and C. B के नंबर ऑफ मोल N1, C के नंबर ऑफ मोल N2, और यहाँ पर N1 plus N2 थर्ड कंपाउंड है तो N3, उसका जो सम है that is equal to N. As much the products are formed, the sum of the stoichiometric coefficient of all the product, that is equal to N. And now what is the formula to calculate this degree of dissociation? That is alpha. And alpha, that is equal to I minus 1 upon N minus 1. And what is I? That is called one-half factor. और I के फार्मूले में हम लोग बताएंगे molar mass calculated upon molar mass observed. Because already I told you 3 chemical formula, and one we are using here, molar mass calculated upon molar mass observed. So I is equal to molar mass calculated upon molar mass observed minus 1 upon N minus 1. When you will solve this MO will come downside as denominator. So we will get molar mass calculated minus molar mass observed or N minus 1. This is the final formula to calculate this alpha. Now you see, this NaCl when dissociate, then it form Na plus and Cl minus, and in that case if we calculate the value of I, then one more formula I have told you, that total number of moles of particle after dissociation upon before dissociation. So total number of moles of particle after dissociation, that is 1, and plus 1, that is 2. So I is equal to 1 plus 1, that is 2, upon before dissociation, that is 1. तो 2 upon 1 that is 2. और dissociation के केस में जो I की वैल्यू है, that always is greater than 1. Second example we see, that is K2SO4 that breaks into 2K plus SO4 minus 2. This is one particle and one particle that is breaking and forming two particle of K plus and one particle of SO4 minus 2. It means one particle is forming three particles. In one mole that forms 3 mole of particle. And what is the formula of I? Total number of moles of particles after dissociation upon before dissociation. So after dissociation 2 plus 1, that is 3 upon 1, and you will get the value of I, that is equal to 3. So here you are getting the value 2, here you are getting the value 3. It means in case of dissociation, the value of I that always comes greater than 1. This is the overall case of dissociation. Now we will study the case of association. Now see the next case of association. Association में what happens when a solute is dissolved in the solvent, then they associate to each other. Maybe the two particles they join together and they form one particle. Maybe three particles they join together and they form one particle. And maybe the four particles they join together and they form one particle. So either they may form dimer or trimer or tetramer. Two particles combining dimer, three particles combining trimer, four particles combining tetramer. Now you see here, case of association and case of degree of association, that is also called as alpha. And when we calculate the degree of association, then as an example I take Na, that is reversible sign, A as a whole N. N is the number of particles of A, and here A as a whole N. Suppose here I am taking two particles of this, then A as a whole 2. Now see, and degree of association alpha, that is equal to 1 minus I N upon N minus 1. I again I am telling you, that is molar mass calculated upon molar mass observed, and when you will put this value I here, molar mass calculated upon molar mass observed, then you will get this molar mass observed. When you will solve this, you will get molar mass observed minus molar mass calculated upon molar mass observed. and here this is n upon n minus 1. And what is n here? That much number of molecules which join together. If there are two molecules they are combining and they form one molecule, it means they form dimer. और dimer के लिए n की वैल्यू 2 आती है. If three molecules combining and they are forming one molecule, trimer के लिए n is equal to 3, tetramer के लिए n is equal to 4, like that. Dissociation में जो n है वो जितने नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ पार्टिकल बनते हैं आफ्टर द प्रोसेस उनका सम n कहलाता है. बट हियर जितने नंबर ऑफ मॉलिक्यूल्स ऑफ पार्टिकल्स दे आर कंबाइनिंग टू ईच अदर, सो दैट इज कॉल्ड n. Now as an example, this is the benzoic acid, and benzoic acid when they are dissolved in the benzene, then what happens, the two molecule of benzoic acid they join together and they form one molecule. Here it is two molecules and here it is one molecule. It means two molecules combining together and they form one molecule. 100 molecules combining together and they form 50 molecules. Number of particles decreasing. So that is the case of association. They are associating to each other. और ऐसे में जब हम लोग I कैलकुलेट करेंगे, since they are forming the dimer, 2 का 1, they are forming the dimer. Two molecules are combining dimer. तो dimer तो I की वैल्यू total number of mole of particle after addition upon before. तो after addition 1, before addition 2, 1 upon 2 that is 0.5. Suppose they are making trimer. Trimer means 3 particle का 1 particle. Here I am taking 3 and here 1. Formula moles of particle after association upon before. So after it is 1, before 3. 1 upon 3 I comes 0.33. Suppose they are forming the tetramer, it means the 4 particles they are combining together and they form one molecule. Here it comes 4 and here it comes 1. I is equal to total number of moles of particle after addition upon before. So after means 1, before 4, tetramer, that is 0.25. So must remember and keep it in mind. For the dimer case I की वैल्यू फिक्स 0.5, ट्राइमर के केस में I की वैल्यू फिक्स 0.33, टेट्रामर के केस में I की वैल्यू फिक्स दैट इज 0.25. और यहाँ पर वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग, ऑल द वैल्यू ऑफ I that value comes less than 1. Dissociation में the value of I that always comes greater than 1. In case of association the value of I always comes less than 1. So this is all about the chapter. Thank you.